to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnavas must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success Krishna Prema. Once again, I thank everyone for joining the Bhakti Sangha conference call today. Let us move on to our next session, which is Bhagavatam class. May I know who all have joined the call this morning?
Hare Krishna, Jyoti Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Dasi from Texas.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Vanita Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Thank you so much for joining the call and giving your valuable association this morning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Jyoti Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisance. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Devi Dasi from Canada.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Aditi Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Thank you so much for joining the call and giving your valuable association this morning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Jyoti Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajis. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devi Dasi from Raleigh.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Krishna Kumari Devi Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Thank you so much for joining the call and giving your valuable association this morning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Jyoti Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to the assembled devotees. This is Anita Ramya from Sharjah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Anita Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Thank you so much for joining the call, Mataji, and giving your valuable association every time on the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat. Go ahead, Prabhuji.
Okay, Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Sri Guru and Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. Yashamati from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Yashamati Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Thank you so much for joining the call and giving your valuable association this morning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Kaumudaki Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Jyoti Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj and all the devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Kumudika Mataji.
Kaumudaki Mataji.
Komodaki Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Thank you so much for joining the call and giving your valuable association this morning. Please forgive me. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Mataji,
Yeah.
are you still in Vrindavan?
No, Mataji, I came back.
Oh, you are in Baltimore now?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Welcome back, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Jyoti Mataji. Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Shyama Gauri Devi Dasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Shama Gauri Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Thank you so much for joining the call and giving your valuable association this morning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to all the assembled devotees. This is Sushmita from Canada.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Sushmita Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Thank you so much for joining the call and giving your valuable association this morning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Jyoti Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indulekha Karuna Devi Dasi from
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Indulekha Karuna Devi Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Thank you so much for joining the call and giving your valuable association every time. Hare Krishna. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are fortunate to have His Grace Kamal Lochan Prabhuji, and he is going to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 9, 23 to 25 verse. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I don't know.
Mataji, we can have
Prabhuji.
introduction.
Not there, we'll do introduction.
Yeah. I request respected Aditi Mataji to go ahead and please give the introduction to His Grace Kamal Lochan Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Over to you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, dear devotee. Please accept my humble obeisances. I'm very pleased to introduce Kamal Lochan Prabhuji, His Grace Kamal Lochan Prabhuji today. Kamal Lochan Prabhuji was born in Mysore in Madhya Brahmin family in 1973. Brought up in Andhra Pradesh in a very orthodox family where he developed a natural taste for inquiry into the mysteries of God creation. Passed out of Marine Engineering Research Institute, Calcutta in 1994. It is there in the college as a cadet, he came in touch with the devotees of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. He found that all the unanswered questions were completely satisfied in the books of Srila Prabhupada. Still as an engineer student, he had studied Bhagavad Gita 5 times and mastered the Gaudiya Vaishnava Vendetta philosophy in short period of 2 years, initiated into the Brahma Madhya Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya by His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. He joined the Merchant Navy as an engineer and worked for 3 years. During this time, he felt the urge to teach the message of Gita to children and youth who are misguided by the consumerism. So he gave up his lucrative job and joined ISKCON Mira Road, where he was promoted as the vice president of ISKCON Mira Road within a year. And currently the co-president of ISKCON Mira Road. He's also visiting professor in MS University of Management and Social Work faculties, and also conducted seminars on personality development, topic in educational and corporate sectors. He also his only concern is that the children and youth should understand the moral and spiritual values as enunciated in Srimad Bhagavatam Gita. His life is dedicated to teaching children and youth. Over to you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Shamakari Mataji, I request you, could you please tell us how to lead now? Because I don't see Prabhuji here.
We can chant, Mataji, until Prabhuji comes.
Okay, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Prabhuji joined, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. His Grace Kamal Lochan Prabhuji is here. Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining the call and your valuable information this morning. I request you to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam 6.9.23 to 25 verse. I request you to take over the call, Prabhuji.
Probably we need to just give him a couple minutes. Prabhuji is there.
Yeah.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nascha Prayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtikim. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 9, text number 23. 23 doesn't have purport. 24 also doesn't have purport. And 25. So I'll read text number 25, which has purport. Yaha ekaha Ishaha Nijamayaya Naha Sasarja Yena Anushrijama Vishwam Vayam Na Yasya Api Puraha Samihataha Pashyama Lingam Prithak Isha Maninaha. Ya eka yesho nijamaya yanaha. Ya eka yesho nijamaya yanaha. Ya eka yesho nijamaya yanaha. Sasarjayena anusujama vishvam. Sasarjayena anusujama vishvam. Vayam nayasyapi purasamiha. Vayam nayasyapi purasamihata. Pashyamalingam pratagishamainaha. Pashyamalingam pratagishamainaha. Controller Nijamaya by his transcendental potency, Naha has Sasarja created, Yena by whom, through whose mercy, Anushrijama we also create, Vishwam the universe, Vayam we, Na not, Yasya of whom, Api although, Puraha in front of us. Puraha in front of us. Sami Hata of him who is acting, Pashyama, see, Lingam, the form, Pritak, separate, Isha as controllers, Maninaha, thinking of ourselves. Translation in purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who created us by His external potency and by whose mercy we expand the creation of the universe, is always situated before us as the Super Soul, but we cannot see His form. We are unable to see Him because He because of all of us think that we are separate and independent gods. Purport. Here is the explanation of why the conditioned soul cannot see the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face. Even though the Lord appears before us as Krishna or Lord Ramachandra and lives in the human society as a leader or king, the conditioned soul cannot understand him. Avajananti mam mudha manushim tanumashritam. Rascals, mudas, right? The Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thinking him as ordinary human being. However insignificant we are, we think that we are all so God, that we can create a universe or that we can create another God. This is why we cannot see or understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this regard, Srila Madhvacharya says, Lingameva pashyamaha kadachit abhimanastu devanam api san iva prayaha kaleshu nastyeva taratamyena shopitu. We are all conditioned to various degrees. We think that we are God. This is why we cannot understand who God is or see him face to face. Om Ajnativirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaiham Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Udapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagalanita Shvishakanvitamscha. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Saptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Now the sixth canto is going on, and it's a very interesting canto. The speciality of this canto is Poshanam Tadanugrahat. Poshana means how the Lord protects his devotees. Those devotees whom the Lord is protecting may be as bad as Indra, and as a person, as a sinful person as Jamila. The Lord protects. It is not that the Lord protects only very advanced pure devotees, but the Lord protects devotees who are like Indra. Just imagine what kind of person Indra is, you know very well. He's a devotee, what you can do? The Lord has special affection for devotees who are like Indra, sinful people like a Jamil. Somebody asks, what is this? Lord should be affectionate, should protect advanced devotees. Why third class devotees like Indra? Why third class devotees like a Jamil? Pure devotees should be protected. The answer is this simple. In the house, you have the mother has 4 children, and the mother shows more love to the child who is deaf and dumb, who is sick. More attention is given to that child. Why? Because though the mother loves everyone, but still more affection is required for the child. Now you have earthquake. There many people are dying. Ambulance comes, there are 100 people suffering. But one who is very critical, the doctor gives more attention to that person. The more critical the person, the more attention. So Ajamil was very critical. Indra was critical. The Lord's attention is more on him. That is why Poshanam Tadanugraha. Sixth canto is Poshana. What is Poshana? To protect the devotees. And that requires Anugraha. Poshanam Tadanugraha. And more interestingly, the sixth canto is the heart of Krishna. Pado yadiyo patamaddiyo iti yaturjo katito yaduru. Nabhistata panchameva shatto bhujantaram dorjugalam tatanyo. Kantasthurajan navamo yadiyo mukharvindam dashamam prafullam. Ekadasho yascha ladapattam shiropyadbhatasha eva bhati. Namami devam karunanidanam tamalavarnam suitavararam. Apar samsara samudra setum bhajamahe bhagavata swarupam. The Bhagavatam is compared to the form of Krishna. The 12 cantos of Bhagavatam are compared to 12 limbs of Krishna. The first two cantos are the feet of Krishna, two lotus feet of Krishna. Third and the fourth canto are the thighs of Krishna. Fifth canto is the navi of Krishna, the navel of Krishna. Sixth canto is the heart of Krishna. So what is there in the heart is affection, anugraha. Anugraha you don't show from the hand and leg. Of course it can be shown, Krishna can show, but still heart is the place of anugraha. Heart is a place of showing affection and compassion. So sixth canto is the heart of Krishna, so that is where he shows his anugraha. Now in the present chapter, it is the appearance of Vrittasura. Now we all know, in the previous verses you have studied, that how Vrittasura appeared. Now what happened? Indra killed Vishwarupa. Vishwarupa came and then helped him, but Vishwarupa was killed because he thought that, hey, why is he giving offering to my enemies also? So then offering to the enemies also. Then what happened? Vrittasura performed, Vishwarupa performed a big yajna by which he can kill Indra. Now when he was performing the yajna, in the Ahuti, when it happened, Saraswati did a trick. Indra Shatru Virdhaswa. Indra Shatru. Suppose say Indra Shatru, but one matra became extra. Indra Ashatru. Ashatru means friend. Virdhaswa. So then what happened? Vittasura appeared. So Vittasura, when he appeared in the yajna, the demigods became very fearful. So the current section, what you are doing is how after the appearance of Vrittasura, all the demigods became very, very fearful seeing the demon. So they were struck with wonder. Adbhuta. Tataste Vishmita Sarve Vishanna Grastate Jasa. They saw the effulgence coming from Vrittasura. And then they all took shelter of Narayana. Satyancham Adi Purusham Uvadastuhu Samahitaha. They all gathered together and then they started worshipping the Lord. All the demigods, if you see any prayer, practically all the prayers, they say, oh Lord, you are the creator, you are the maintainer, you are the destroyer. Every time all prayers start with this only. And then you are the time factor, you are the Kala Purusha. Aramayasmai balimantakoso. Aramayasmai balimantakoso. We offer ourselves unto you because you are Antakaha, you are the destroyer. Now, who is this Vitasura? Who has come to us to destroy us? You are the actual destroyer. So now you destroy Vitasura. Antakoso bhiveti yasmat aranam tadnaha. We are all completely in distress. Our position is very bad. Oh Lord, it is you only who can help us in this condition. So they started their prayers in the 21st verse, talking about how the Devatas who are in charge of different planets, they're all, even Brahma, everybody came. So they were all afraid of death. They all came to surrender themselves to the Lord. So that is the difference between a demigod and a demon. Whenever there is distress, the demigods think of Krishna. Whenever the demons, they are in distress, they don't think of Krishna. That is the difference. Srila Prabhupada one place says it is gentleman. One is a gentleman when he thinks of Lord when he is in distress. So these demigods goes on praying. Somebody may say, oh, you are intelligent people, why you have to surrender? Then the demigods say, actually, intelligence is in surrender, not to think that I am somebody very great. So that is intelligent. The wise man, they always are interested in surrendering to Krishna. We are wise people. Foolish people, they think by themselves they can cross over. So then why don't you surrender somebody else? Why don't you take shelter of somebody else? Why are you coming to me? And the demigods, they use a very interesting example. He says, they say that Svenaiva labena samam prashantam avismitam tam paripurna kamam vinovashrita avaram hivalishaha swalangule na titiranti sindhum. Aditaranti sindhum. If somebody wants to cross the ocean and then they say, my dear dog, you get into the ocean, I'll catch your tail. By catching the dog's tail, you cannot cross over the ocean. The dog itself cannot cross the ocean. Then what to speak of you holding a dog's tail? You also drown, you will make the dog also drown. So what will the dog do? You catch over the dog and the dog is trying to cross the ocean. When you catch the tail, the dog is sinking, then the dog will throw you out. So that is the nature of the dog. Ultimately, dog also will drown. It will throw you, drown you, and then it will also drown. So the dog is thinking that I can, but still people think that I can cross over the ocean of material existence. That is a foolishness. There is only one way, that is, O Lord, to take shelter of you. Take shelter of your Madhurima, Aladini Shakti. That is the only way by which we can cross over the ocean of existence. Now, it so happened that even great Manu, he crossed over the ocean of material existence. Of course, the ocean, which is inundated by water. The 23rd and 24th, two verses are described to show that how the Lord delivered the Manu. He came as Matsya, Matsya avatar. Yasyoru Shringe Jagatim Sanamam Navam Manur Yatha Tatrara Durgam. So Satyat Manu, when he was drowning at the time, you came as Matsya avatar. They all sat in the boat. And then you crossed them over the ocean of devastation. The same way, we are all afraid. The fear is so much that there is nobody else who can actually save us from this dreadful condition. You may think, okay, now I'll send somebody. No, it's not going to work. You yourself have to come. Matsya Avatar, in Avatar of Matsya came and saved the earth. You saved the earth. In the same way, you save us from these demons. So we are very low and we are having so many material desires. But still, it is your mercy that you protect your devotees, those who are surrendered to you. So, like you protected Mother Earth, you protected Manu, the same way you protect us. Then in the 24th verse, they say that you saved Brahma from the danger when he was alone. So it so happened. What happened when Brahma was alone on the top of the lotus flower? Lotus grew from your navel. Pura Swayambhur Apisam Yamambhasa. So when Brahma he went down to the lotus and he saw there was a huge storm. And he almost fell down out of fear, hearing the strong winds. Eko Vindatatitatara Tasmad Bhayadena Sano Stupara. So there were waves and there were a lot of devastation, water devastation. And at the time when Brahma fell down in the lotus, out of fear, then what happened? You saved him. So it is not that we are asking something you to do something new. No, you have been doing this. And that is your work. To protect devotees, that has been your work. You have been doing it right from the dawn of creation, Brahma. And during the creation, you have been doing all these activities of protecting your devotees. And if you don't protect devotees, then where will the devotees go? So we have come to you. That is the reason we have come to you. Then they say, the Lord that I am everywhere. Don't you know that I am everywhere? That is the reason they speak this particular verse. Somebody may say, oh Lord, please protect me, please come and protect. Why I should come? I am everywhere. So then they say, no, though you are everywhere, you should personally come and protect us. That is the reason they are chanting this particular verse. I know that we are everywhere. We all know that you are everywhere. But still, we want that you should come personally and protect us. Personal protection is always shown by those who love. The government protects the citizens through some agencies. A king is there, he protects the citizens through the military, to the Sainikas, through his government, to the ministers. But when it comes to his own wife or his own children, he would not tell the minister, go and protect my wife, go and give food to my child. He'll do it personally. So, Lord, we know that you're everywhere, but now we want to not only have protection from you, but we want that we should have the darshan of yours. We should have the sweet form of yours being shown in front of us. And that is the reason they chant 3 verses, 25, 26, 27. The purpose of these 3 verses is to be visible by your mercy and protect us. I know you can protect, but to be visible in front of us and to protect us, that gives some special pleasure. That is why this verse and the following 2 verses, the subject matter is, O Lord, be visible in front of us. Ekayesho nijamaya naha tasarjayena vishwam ayam nayasyari pura samihata ashyamalingam pratagishamaninaha. So the first point in this verse is Ya eka isho nijamaya naha. Ya eka ishaha nijamaya sasarja yenanushrujama vishwam. Yaha means the person, Krishna, you are the only one person, Ishaha, only one Isha. You are the only one controller. So what you do, Sasarja, create. You create. How do you create? Nijamaya, by your potency. Now, devotees of Gaudiya line, and we all should know the philosophy, name of one philosophy of how the Lord creates this world. That is known as Shakti Parinama Vada. How the Lord creates this world, there are many theories regarding that. One theory is that Brahma Parinama Vada, means the Lord becomes this world. Lord transforms into this world. But there is no transformation for Brahman, for the Lord. So it is a wrong philosophy. There is one more philosophy. It is a Pratibhimbavada. That is, the Lord reflects in the form of this world. But that is also not the proper philosophy. Because the Lord is everywhere. Where will he reflect? He should reflect on himself. So there are a lot of flaws in that. And there are some people say, no, Prakriti Parinamavada. Prakriti transforms. There is no requirement of any God. But that is also not proper. Because Prakriti by itself cannot transfer, that is Sankhya. And there are some people who say, oh, this creation never happened only. It's only your illusion that you're able to see this creation. That is also wrong philosophy, Drishti Shishtivada. Like that, there are so many misconceptions about how the Lord created this world. But the real philosophy of how the Lord created this world is known as Shakti Parinamavad. The Lord, Krishna, from him, the energies of Krishna, they emanate, they expand, and then they transform into this world. So, Nijamaya, Parasta Shaktir Vividhaiva Shuruyate, Parasta Shaktir Vividhaiva Shuruyate, Swabhaviki Jnana Balakyacha. So, Devatas are establishing this point that how, Lord, Nijamaya, whatever the world, what we are seeing, it is your Maya, your potency, your transcendental potency. Now, Yena. Ya eka isho nijamaya naha nijamaya naha sasarjayena. Sasarja, you create. How you create? Through your potency. But why you should create? Why you should take all the trouble to create? Why you should take all the trouble to create? Because of compassion, mercy. Now some people ask, now earthquake came in Syria, in Turkey. So why this came? Because you're eating turkey, that is why earthquake came. One person asked me, oh, you were so dangerous. Why this earthquake has come? I told, in Turkey, people are eating turkey. So wherever people eat turkey, they get earthquake comes. Toraka. Anyhow. So Nijamaya, because of compassion. The Lord creates this world out of his compassion. When you don't show the same compassion in this world, then gone. Then you will not be able to see God. That is why he says, they say, Anushrija Mahavishwam. We also create. Anushrija means we do secondary creation. Every demigod has some power to create something, maintain something, destroy something. So we also do the same thing as you do, but it's not the same. What is the difference? When you create out of compassion. But when we create out of pride. What is the pride? The pride is Pritagisha Bhanina. That is the problem. I am independent Ishvara. I am independent control. Ishvaroham aham bhogi siddhoham balavam stu. That is the pride. And that is the reason we are not able to see you. And when we create, we imitate. But it is not the same. Like when the mother makes light, then the daughter, small daughter, 5-year-old daughter also tries to make. That I'll also make. But it's not the same. The mother makes pizza and the daughter makes something else. So it's not the same. Why? Because Pritagishamaninaha. We think that we are separate. We think that we are separate creators, separate controllers. And all the problem is because when we create, it is not out of compassion. Many people say, why the Lord is so cruel? He has created the world, dukkha shashvatam. Should have some brains. One place he says that Mamai Vamsho Jivaloki, all my sons, daughters. Another place he says, dukkha shashvatam. What is he? If he's compassionate, why misery are in this world? So either the God should be compassionate. If he is compassionate, then he should be giving no problems in this world. No problems should be there in this world. If you say God is compassionate, that means he's not powerful. Either God should be compassionate or powerful. If he's compassionate and powerful, there should be no miseries. If he's compassionate only and still the problems are there, that means he's not powerful. If you say God is all powerful, that means he's not compassionate. Because he just wants to see us suffer in this world. Now the problem is not with God, because he creates. His creation is full of compassion. Yena, by whom it has been done. But we experience misery in this world not because of the creation of this world, because of our ignorance of this world. The suffering in this world is not because of the world. The suffering in this world because of ignorance about the world. Ignorance is the cause of suffering. Earthquake is not the cause of suffering. Or somebody else is not the cause of my suffering. Like in the 11th canto, there is a description of some people think that Janeshu, some people think people are the cause of suffering. Some people think, no, karma is the cause of suffering. Some people think, no, grahas are the cause of suffering. My Shani Graha is going on, Shani Dasha is going on, Sadesati is going on. But none of these are the cause of suffering. What is the cause of suffering? Mana eva. My mind, which is filled with ignorance. That is the cause of suffering. Dukkhalaya and ashashvata. Krishna, when he says, it is not, the problem is not in the world. The problem is about the ignorance, what we have, because of the ignorance and what we have in our consciousness. And what is that ignorance? Pratagishamaninaha. Pratak. Pratak means different or separate. Isha, controller. Maninaha. And because of this reason, vayam na yasyapi puraha samahitaha pashyama lingam. Na pashyama lingam. You should use the word na in the third line before pashyam. Na pashyama. Na pashyamaha. We are not able to see you. Why we are not able to see you? Vayam na pashyamaha lingam. Your form, we are not able to see your form, the form of the Lord. Yasyapi puraha samahitaha. Puraha before. We are not able to see you, Lord, who have performed so many wonderful pastimes before we existed also. There in the past, you are now present also, you are there in the future also. But we are not able to see you. You appeared in different forms, like you appeared as Rama, Krishna. You appeared like we described just now about Matsya. And so many different forms you have been appearing, but we are not able to see you in that particular form. So don't say that I am everywhere, but now whenever you appear, you have always protected the devotees. So we want that you should appear in front of us and protect us. Though you are existing everywhere, your energies are present everywhere. We should see you. We are surrendered to you. Now somebody may ask, why I am there always, why are you not able to see me? It is because of ignorance. Because of my ignorance, I cannot see God. When the ignorance is gone, we can see you. So that is why we are surrendering to you. The best way to get rid of our ignorance is to surrender. Surrender is a process of getting our ignorance. If somebody doesn't surrender to Krishna and think that I want to get out of ignorance, that is not possible at all. It is not possible. It is only by surrender one can see your form, which is so beautiful. So it is not that we are suffering and we are having fear, and if Vrittasura dies, we'll be happy. No. We will not be happy when Vrittasura dies. But we will be happy only when we see you protecting us, when you come and speak to us. The cause of fear may be eliminated because of some arrangement of fears, but that is not going to satisfy us anymore. What is going to satisfy is Sakshat Darshan. Don't say just sit and meditate on me. No, we want a Sakshat Darshan of fears. Like sometimes it so happens that mother and small kid, 3-year-old kid, they go to the market. And the kid is playing here and there, and the mother has gone for shopping, and she goes to one shop, other shop, and the kid is in his own world. And all of a sudden the kid realizes mother is not there. Then there are 5 people, 10 people, they come and say, oh beta, don't worry, we are there. Somebody gives chocolate, somebody gives so many things. So there is no cause, there is no reason for the child to be afraid, but still the child goes on crying till the mother comes. So even though there is no reason for the child to be afraid, but still the child goes on crying till the mother comes and then takes child into the lap. In the same way, Lord, now we have realized. Because of ignorance, Pratakisha Manina, you were jumping and dancing like the kid. I am independent, I can do anything. But all of a sudden, when the child realizes that I am in fear, then the fear arises at that time, even though many people come and then remove the cause of fear. And child falls down or something happens. Though hundreds of people may come and help the child's cry will not stop till the mother comes. In the same way, you don't tell that don't worry, I'll take care of Tasura, don't have to be afraid of him. All the cause of fear will go away. But we are not happy with that thing. We will be happy only when we are able to directly perceive you. We are able to see your Sakshat form, your beautiful form of yours. That has to be seen. By your mercy, you created this world that is known as Srishti Leela. But the actual mercy is not the creation. Your creation, though it is your mercy, but the actual mercy is that you enter the creation in your transcendental form. That is known as Kripa Leela. So there is Kripa Leela, there is Srishti Leela, there is Chinmay Leela. Krishna performs pastimes in the spiritual world that is known as Chinmay Leela. And Krishna creates this world that is known as Srishti Leela. And Krishna, after creating this world, he enters this world in his beautiful form, transcendental form, and that is known as Kripa Leela. So we want to see your Kripa Leela. And because of our ignorance, we are not able to see your form to such an extent that even though you appear in this world, what you should do? You should give us the eyes by which we see your transcendental form. Because there are so many people who, even though you appear in this world, their eyes are still thinking. Their eyes are still conditioned. Though they think that your form is made up of matter, your form is made up of Maya. So we don't want to be influenced by that Mayavad philosophy. So we want to see your divine form, which is transcendental, which is beautiful. So that is your mercy. Your appearance is mercy. But more importantly, to realize your form to be transcendental, to see your transcendental form, and accept the transcendental nature of your form, that is extra mercy. You want to see that also. So in this way, they're expressing their devotion, their surrender to Krishna. And then Srila Prabhupada, he quotes Sripad Madhvacharya's verse. And Srila Prabhupada quotes Sripad Madhvacharya, is actually Vijay Dvajatirtha's commentary. He's quoting this verse from his commentary. Of course, he quotes from Madhvacharya's commentaries only. Lingameva pashyamaha kadachit abhimanastu devanamapi sanniva prayaha kaleshu nastyeva taratamyena sopitu. Taratamya. Now, realization of Krishna is at different levels. What is the different levels of realization? Depends on different levels of conditioning, various degrees of conditioning. One who is conditioned to the grossest level, he realizes Krishna as food. Ahavannam, ahavannam, ahavannadu, ahavannadaha. For him, the whole world is food. Khatur. Always eat. Go on eating, eating. Fish. Enjoy. Anything what you see, just mine. It's meant for me only. The whole world is meant for my enjoyment. That is the grossest level of understanding Krishna. The world is Krishna. And when they go to Annamaya, to Pranamaya, and there is Vijnanamaya, Annamaya to Pranamaya, there is Manomaya, there is Vijnanamaya, and there is Anandamaya. So this is called Taratamya. So many people they say that, oh, Bhagavan, we know him. So knowing God, they may say, but they don't know who actually God is. Why? Because of their conditioning. So when the conditioning has totally gone, the complete liberated soul, only they can see the beautiful form of Krishna. We can see you face to face. Even though Krishna appears in front of the conditioned soul, then still they cannot understand, they cannot see him. Like Duryodhana, Dhritarashtra, though he is blind, Krishna gave darshan to him. But still, Duryodhana remained the same. Dhritarashtra remained the same. Kaurava remained the same. They all saw Krishna. Why? Because their eyes were conditioned. There are some Kubja also saw Krishna. And some women of Mathura also saw Krishna. Though Krishna reciprocated with all of them, but Kubja, her devotion to Krishna was not for the pleasure of Krishna, to satisfy her pleasure. So Krishna is perceived by different people in different ways. In the conditioned state, people see Krishna according to their conditioning. And people in the liberated state, they see Krishna according to the rasa. When Kamsa saw Krishna face to face, what did he see? He saw Krishna as death personified. When the gopis saw Krishna, they saw Krishna as the very life and soul, their lover. When the ordinary men of Mathura, they saw Krishna as some very extraordinary personality. When the yogis saw Krishna, they saw Krishna as Vishwarupa. So one Krishna is perceived by people according to their conditioning, levels of conditioning. And when they are liberated, they see Krishna according to their rasa. That is why Krishna is known as Akila Rasamrita Murti. Akila Rasamrita Murti. Personification of all the rasas. You cannot have your life or existence without being in connection with Krishna. Even the atheists are connected to Krishna through atheism. And somebody is connected to Krishna, a demon is connected to Krishna by enviousness. A conditioned soul, a human being, he's connected to Krishna with expectation that, oh God, you should give me the daily bread. If you're South Indian, you say, oh God, give me daily idlis. So everybody is somehow or other directly or indirectly connected to Krishna only. So what is important is actually not to see Krishna, but to understand the transcendental nature of Krishna and give up our ignorance and surrender to Krishna. So this is what the demigods are teaching to all of us in this particular verse. Eka isho nijamaya sasajjayena anushjama vishvam vayam nayasyapi purasami hita Pashyamalingam Pratagishamayana, to consider oneself to be Pratak Isha. I am a separate controller. I am a controller of this particular field, of this aspect, and I don't require anybody else. I am the controller. So that is demoniac nature. And demigods, they say that we have this demoniac nature, that is why we are not able to realize you. And now this demon is after us. And these demons being after us is going to give us a good lesson to understand that we are not Pratagisha. Every circumstance of danger which comes into our life is actually a opportunity for us to surrender to Krishna. And when you surrender to Krishna, opportunity for us to see and realize Krishna. Hare Krishna. Any questions, please do ask.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for such an enlightening class. The real mercy of the Lord is not the creation, but the real mercy is the day when we see the Lord face to face. So that's why the demigods here are praying to the Lord for to see Him face to face. And when we can see Him, it's by only surrendering to the Lord. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, for such a wonderful class. Devotees, any questions, please go ahead.
Okay, if there are no questions, we can stop here now.
Okay. I think Jyoti Mataji is having question.
Yeah.
Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. Thank you, Mataji. Prabhuji, I have two questions. You said about the personification of rasa. So, could you please elaborate that phrase? I mean, what do you mean by personification of rasa? Is the first question.
Okay, what is the meaning of personification of rasa? Upanishad say raso vaisa Anandi Alabdvanando Bhavati. So this is a Upanishadic statement. Taso Vaisaha Labdvanandi Bhavati. So Ananda, Krishna is the embodiment of Ananda. Sangrananda Bodhatmakam. He is a condensed form of bliss, whether material happiness or Brahman happiness, any happiness. Everything is compressed and condensed in Krishna. So everyone has a relation with Krishna because everybody is seeking happiness. Where will you get that happiness from? Krishna only. Now, specifically in this world, we derive happiness in relationship. Now, for example, you want father. So then you have to go to father to get the fatherly affection. You have to go to get the affection of husband, you have to go to husband. The affection given by the father cannot be given by the husband. The affection given by the husband cannot be given by the father. And the affection given by the father cannot be given by the friend. Affection given by the friend cannot be given by the father. So you have to go to different people to get these, to satisfy our emotional needs. But with Krishna, it is different. Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dhanapana. He is the embodiment, the source of all the affection in this world. You want mother, you'll find in Krishna. You want father, find in Krishna. You want a lover, you'll find in Krishna. You want a friend, you'll find in Krishna. So all the rasas, primary rasas, Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya, they are all in Krishna. So then if you want secondary emotions, 7 secondary emotions, like Bhayanaka, Vibhatsa, Hasya, Raudra, Krodha. These rasas are there. 7 second rasas. They are also found in Krishna. 100% found in Krishna. So what all affection or rasas, enjoyment we find in this world, that is only perverted reflection which we are supposed to experience with Krishna. They are perverted reflections. The actual father is Krishna. But in this world we find some father and get some affection. And after some time, next life, somebody else becomes the father. So Krishna is the ultimate source of all the affection. That is why we say Akila Rasamrita Murti. That is how Krishna has been introduced in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu as Akila Rasamrita Murti. Okay, next question.
Prabhuji, my question is, if we are facing some turmoil, say we are in difficulties or we are facing tough times in our life, so at that time, now I am a devotee, but I am also facing some non-devotees. So they want something, right? They ask Lord directly, but when it comes to me, I cannot pray because I think that Lord has given me this suffering, and now I understood that life is for purification. So I should pray to Lord for the for coming out of this, or I should ask him that I'm not able to go through this and how I should face this. I mean, am I supposed to pray or to accept, since I know that the life is for purification? So how my approach should be during the prayers?
The best is to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and then whatever prayers you already know from Bhagavatam, or you can recite from Bhagavatam, you can recite for the pleasure of Krishna. And then you can tell Krishna, do what is best for me. You know better. And now you should have faith that Krishna will only give that much kind of, will put you in such a situation, in such a problem, in such experiences, where you can easily cross over. No difficulty in this world which we face is a difficulty which you cannot cross over. That much is for sure. That is for sure. For that, just had to have some patience. That's all. So prayer should be done from Bhagavatam. Whatever prayers, this prayer should be done from Bhagavatam. And then you can say whatever best you want me to do, you do. That's all. That's what you can do. What else you can do? Okay. So we
Thank you,
stop
Prabhuji.
here.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. I don't see any more hand raise or questions in the chat box. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for coming on the call and enlightening us on this topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. And it was really a wonderful class, learning that we have to surrender to the Lord ultimately to see the Lord face to face. Thank you for that understanding, making us to understand that. So devotees, let's pay our obeisances to Prabhuji. Vancha kalpa tripasya kripa
Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo Namo
Srila
Namaha.
Prabhupada ki jai,
Ki
Srila
jai.
Prabhupada
Jai.
His Grace
ki
Lochan
jai.
Prabhu
All
ki
glories to
jai.
God. Jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much,
Gauranga
devotees, for joining the
Nityananda.
call. Hare